Up ahead is Gordon. He is in his late 60s now, and like me, he's constantly searching for the perfect bike for dual sport and adventure riding. His most recent choices are DR650, KTM 690, KTM 390, Husqvarna 701, and now a Husqvarna 501. Gordon's health issues have put a real focus on lightweight nowadays. And the lightweight is evidently agreeing with him. He is just cruising along this track, and I find myself wrestling the DR650's weight, trying to keep up with him. In our 60s, the weight is increasingly important if you like riding rougher tracks. Obviously, it's much less tiring to throw the bike around, there's less chance of crashing, and if we crash, there's slightly less chance of injury when a lighter bike thumps down on your leg or other parts of your body. I love the DR, but I am seriously thinking of a new adventure project, converting a big bore dirt bike again. I have done this in the past, a Yamaha WR450F, cush drive hub, added a 1 litre oil cooler, comfortable seat. Next was the Husqvarna FE570, cush drive hub, repadded seat. What an epic bike. KTM should be sued for discontinuing this model. A Beta RR480, big tank, custom seat, G2 throttle tamer to reduce that snappy fuel injection. As the tracks got rougher, these bikes were incredible to ride, but they completely sucked for road riding. If you spend a lot of time on bitumen, there is simply too much compromise involved. So let's start with all the good points of adventurising a big bore enduro bike. Lightweight, great power, lots of suspension, brilliant in gnarly terrain. What sucks? Road riding is usually terrible for lots of reasons. No windscreen, the lightweight and steering geometry create instability at speed, the throttle response is often too snappy for comfortable road riding, the lack of a cush drive hub just makes this worse. In some cases you'll have a narrow range gearbox, which sucks for dual sport and adventure riding. There's usually lots of engine noise and more vibration. You pay for all that engine performance with higher maintenance. The short stroke engines with small piston skirts mean you really shouldn't ride these bikes at low revs, or you can dramatically increase piston wear. Oil capacity is usually quite small. Who wants to do an oil change every 2 days on, say, a 2-week adventure ride? The tall seat height can be awkward for a lot of shorter riders. Working out a luggage system is difficult, and most of these enduro models have weak subframes. The fuel tanks are usually incredibly small, the road equipment usually poor quality, crap headlights, tiny indicators, ineffective horn. The hard, narrow seats will see you standing a lot. No pillion passengers, of course. The low stator output can cause issues if you want to run better lights, heated hand grips and electronic gadgets. And there are no quick puncture repairs due to spoked wheels with tubes. So it's a pretty long list. Why bother? If you really focus on off-road riding, a lot of these issues won't bother you, and you really need to weigh up the costs and benefits. There are definitely mods and aftermarket parts that make a big difference. There's a wide range of windscreens that can be adapted for enduro bikes. There are even rally fairings if you want to spend a fortune. The G2 throttle tamer is brilliant for reducing snappy throttle response. Cush drive hubs are expensive, but they reduce drive chain wear and make things much smoother on the road. Sell it separately when you sell your bike, and you'll recoup quite a bit of your money. Gearing. Ensure you have a good wide range gearbox. The worst offender here is probably the SWM RS500R. Oil capacity. Choose a bike with at least 1.5 litres oil capacity if possible. Some examples, the WR450F sucks with only 800 ml. A KTM 500EX CF has 1.5 litres. The SWM RS 500R has a respectable 1.7 litres. Sometimes you can slightly increase oil capacity by adding an oil cooler and a larger clutch cover. If you hate oil changes, avoid the Beta RS 500, which has separate engine and transmission oils. If you are tall, you can modify existing seats with a wider block of foam and just staple a vinyl cover on. In some cases there will be aftermarket seats, but they are bloody expensive. Do you hate puncture repairs? Fit the tubeless system and just plug any punctures in 2 minutes. Awesome product, but expensive. I have it on all my bikes. Luggage? Personally, I think you are crazy if you put lots of weight on the back of an enduro bike. The handling will be terrible. There are lots of systems for getting the weight fairly low and central, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I spent $50 on 2 drive bags and just used octopus straps on my FE 570. So your budget can blow out in no time. Say you buy a brand new Enduro model, then spend another $4,000 on various modifications. Ouch. But the good news is the range of budget models available. We already mentioned the SWM RS 500R. The engine is based on the old Husky TE 510 model. It has the narrow range gearbox, but an excellent oil capacity. The price is brilliant. It's almost half the price of a Husqvarna 501. A very similar model, AJP has announced the SPR 510R, which is also based on the old Husky FE 510 engine, but with lots of extra bling. If they put a wide ratio gearbox in, this could be very tempting as well. No price announced yet, but the AJPs are usually very competitive when it comes to price. There's a lot of talk about the Covert 450. Personally, I wouldn't buy a Chinese-made bike until they've been around for a few years and lots of owner reports indicate the long-term quality is reasonable. Also, it ain't light. It has a reported 145 kilograms or 320 pounds weight without fuel. What about you? Ever converted an Enduro model for dual sport or adventure riding? Were you happy with the results? What sort of modifications? Let us know in the comments.